All right, guys, this is football analysis, and we are here to share our opinion on international duties. Is it affecting the players or the club or the country? Who bears the burden of that international break? Because sometimes the club has their own, complaint about it. The players have their own complaint about it, and so do the country sometimes. Because if they ask for these players and the club claims they are injured, they also have their own complaint about it. Who bears the burden? Who do you think that bears the burden of an international break? So right here, I'm with Martins, I'm with Austin, as you all know. So let's hear from them. So Martins, who do you think that bears the burden of an international break?
Who else do you think will be at the burden apart from the club? Is the club and the player. Nobody else. What's it concern country? If they call you, no come, they call another person. It's as simple as that. The people who bears all this pain is the club. When you invest so much on a player, at the end of the day, once an international break, come back with clutches. What happens to you? And you are still paying that player because he has a contract with you. He signed a contract with you, and he's a professional player. For him to be a professional, he's playing for a club. And then when he plays for this club, at the end of the day, he comes back with clutches. Who will play his wing? And you are paying such a player. How do you expect if you as a club owner, how would you feel sending a player allowing a player to go for an international break and then he comes back with clutches? Of course, it's the club, nobody else.
All right, so let's hear from you. What do you think?
Well, I think there's a very thin line between what Martins is saying and slave trade.
Slave trade?
Yeah, slave trade. Because, okay, first you have to understand that what does the player, what do they represent to you? Are they a commodity or are they a human being? You understand? If you say, okay, these players are human beings and they are not a commodity, then you allow them the liberty to do their will. They are not owned by their country, neither are they owned by the club, because a player can decide to play for whatever club and can even naturalize to another country depending on what he wants. Now, if you say a club has invested so much in that player, and you say, okay, because of that, the country should not, invite the player because of the danger of maybe injury or whatever, are you now saying that the club owns the player? Is their commodity because they pay the player? Or is it their commodity because all the perks that comes with the player signing and everything? What if the player fractures their leg and can't play football again? Are they going to continue living with the club when they go to their country and start living there? There's a whole lot of issues. See, the thing is, the amount of games clubs have presented players and the amount of games country or national team have presented their players will tell you the whole truth. There's a whole lot of increase. Club World Cup has entered. There's Champions League that have extended their group. There's Conference League. You have FA Cup if you're in the Premier League. You're also playing Carabao Cup and then you're playing Premier League. Look at the number of games that you have to play in the season. Okay, let me tell you something. Yesterday, Barca played a La Liga game. When was the last time you saw a La Liga game on a Thursday? When was the last time you saw a La Liga game? Immediately after international break. So that tells you that who is that person that is pressing the players to keep coming and playing these games? Who?
Is their schedules?
It's the club's schedule. The country schedule has not changed. Okay, which new tournament has entered into the world country frame? You still have the Nations Cup if you're in Africa. You still have the Copa America if you're in South America. You still have the CONCACAF if you're in this side of Central America. And then you still have, what's it called? Asian Cup. And then maybe in Europe, they just ended Nations League. If not, it has been the same. And then World Cups happens every 4 years.
You see, what Austin fails to address is the fact that Europe added the UEFA Nations League. A competition that is what I refer to as non sequitur is not even important. You are just doing all these things. And okay, look at what they just did at the World Cup now by increasing the number of participants. And even having done that, okay, look at how many matches Nigeria played in a week. We played 2 matches in a week. In less than 1 week, we played 2 matches.
5 days. 5 days to be precise.
God bless you. And these are some players that will still go back and play for their club. And let's not forget the fact that these clubs pay you week in, week out. They pay you week in, and the word professional. Professional. You are entitled to something. You can be a professional medical doctor. You can be a professional. But as long as you are practicing this trade, you must be practicing it somewhere. Now, if for instance now, let me just give us, I love using instances. As for instance now, as an Arsenal player, I'm a professional footballer. I play for Arsenal. And then all of a sudden, Nigeria calls me and say, being the topmost striker, I have to play 2 matches in a week. It's expected that they are going to take care of me, right? I'm entitled to some stipend, Don't forget that that player that is doing that is a human, just as he said. You know, football evolution has even turned those humans to machine. They don't care number of matches you play. How can you subject somebody to play 2 matches in a space of 5 days? Subject a player to play 5 matches in a space of 2 matches in a space of 5 days, which means they don't even care about the welfare of those players. Let's call a spade a spade. Even in the EPL, sometimes due to the cumbersome nature of trying to play the Carabao Cup and everything, maybe it might come within a space of 3-5 days, but they will still give you enough time to rest. Not the one. Just look at what happened now in the Nations Cup. All of us watched it. Within a space of how many days you travel from Mali, from Rwanda back to Akwa Ibom to come and play. You understand? And this is somebody that will see. Let's even take for instance now one of those players now. Let's say assume now that player, one of them now plays for Baka. What did will happen? You play for Rwanda. From there, you flew into Akwa Ibom and play. From Akwa Ibom, you are moving to now. So please, FIFA should reduce the number of matches they play. It's too much. Whether we like it or not, it's too much. They should reduce it. International break is not even necessary. Let me be honest with you. But we can manage it in a way that, no problem. As it be now, maybe for every break, each country should play only 1 match. It's okay. Not having countries to play 2-3 matches, now. All
right, so let's talk about the injury, the crisis that comes in that international break. Who bears the consequences when you go for an international break? Maybe you got injured, maybe permanently injured. Who bears the consequences of all those things?
See, I think it's a very dicey question, and it's actually not a question that is, clear enough. When you say that who bears the consequences, who bears the consequences? Now, let's put it this way. Are you telling me that a player can only suffer an injury when they are playing for the club?
No.
Hold on. Okay. Are you telling me that a player from their insertion started to play for a club? The Victor Osimhen started to play for Galatasaray when he started to play football, or did he start at Napoli? Didn't he play at the under-20? Didn't he play at the under-17?
But he was playing a club before then. He was playing a club before then. He didn't switch from the streets.
No, hold on. Let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish. When he started to play his football, you understand, he was playing for his country. Whatever injury he suffered, the club catered for it. Whatever need he had, the club catered for it. And hold on. The country, the club, the country. Now, let's put it this way. There is no need for us to be dialoguing over something that is very clear. From August to September, October, you understand? How many international break do you have?
Maybe 2 or 3.
2 or 3. Yeah. Now, from October down to March, how many international break do you have?
October down to March,
yes.
Still 2.
1. This is the first international break.
Okay,
since October to 1. First. So in the calendar season, you are having maybe at most 3 international break.
No, it's more than 3.
It's 3. Hold on. The next international break you are going to be getting is October. You don't know? It's October before we play again. It's October. Before we are playing again, it's October. Check it. Before we play again. So the entire football calendar is on the club side. How many times have you seen football managers coming out to complain about the schedule of international break? They are always complaining about their players not having enough rest. As Ancelotti said that the way La Liga was scheduled, if they happen again, they will not show up. Is it a country match? It's not a La Liga schedule. It's La Liga schedule. Allow me drop. Okay. What I'm trying to say is this. You can say the club should not play the players again, or the country should not call them again. Fine. But I want you to know that there is a thin line between your request and slavery. There's a thin line.
No.
Because if I treat my player as a commodity, I say that, okay, I've bought you. You have no right or no bearing with where you came from again. Now you're a commodity. You have no free will of yourself. Yes. Because I can decide that. I can decide that this is where you go and this is where you not go. This is what you play and this is what you not go. You've lost your free will.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
I'll let you. You've lost your free will. Do you understand? You've lost your free will if you do not allow the player to choose what they want to do with their career. You are telling them this is the type of game you play, this is what you play. We will not let you go and play for your country. How about come on now? It's not fair. It's very dishonest for you to put the heavy footballing schedule on country football, knowing fully well that it is club football that has increased their number of games and not country football. Honestly.
Okay, let's look at it. Let's look at this from this angle. As an investor, you want to protect your investment, right? As an investor, you want to protect your investment. You can't buy a Lamborghini and place on the and decide to drive it on maybe on a rough road, knowing fully well that this tire is going to burst or something will happen. You get? You cannot tell me now that as an investor, a club investor, you invested in a player, and then this player wakes up one day and tell you they've invited me for international break, and then you say, okay, no problem, but we have a match next tomorrow. How do we do about it? The player tells you, okay, let me go and play there and come back. And you yourself, you will have that fear, because what if this guy goes there and gets injured? And remember, let me give you an instance. Look at Abu Diaby, French player. This guy got injured playing the national team.
No.
Yes.
No.
Abu Diaby got his first injury at the French, and since then he hasn't been back. I'm coming. I'll still call other ones. Last season.
Yes.
At the tail end of our season, Odegaard
Yes.
did not play our match after playing the match against Norway.
Yeah. No, it's not Norway match.
They played for Norway. Now it was
That
Norway.
is not
Now,
for country.
no, it's for his country.
It is sustained for country.
What are you saying? He got his injury from Norway now. He came up with injury. And that was when Arteta made that comment. He said his anger against international breaks is because it's like you buying a Lamborghini, fixing everything. The car is looking flashy and kinky, and then somebody comes and tell you, I want to use this car. You say, okay, no problem, use it. The person comes and takes your Lamborghini, takes it, drives it anyhow, mishandle it, rough handle it, do anything, brings it back damaged. And then you take your time to fix that Lamborghini again, back to how you wanted it to be. What happens? The person, maybe by the time the person start picking up his, you start seeing the best of your car again, the same people comes again. We need this thing. You see, you cannot just compare the two. Use the word slavery. There's no as in connection between slavery and footballing. Slavery is when you are playing and you're not being paid. You are just suffering and you're not being paid. But this one, they are paying you. If there's anybody who is using somebody as a slavery here, is your country. Let me tell you why. If I'm paying you for your services, week in, week out, for my sake, you're having a better life, the best of life, you're enjoying. At least I deserve the same service from you. I deserve the same service. Not somebody who comes once in a while and then takes you away to go and represent him, and then in the course of even representing him, you get injured. The person ships you back to your club. That's what they do. Once you get injured, they ship you back to your club.
What if it's maybe permanent injury?
That is a challenge, and you know how much we invested in this player. Okay, for instance, now assume now you bought a player for 200 million pounds or 200, let's say 80 million pounds. Then the person goes for international break, gets injured, comes back, now permanent injury. Who pays the club? Who pays? Will the country pay? No, the country will not pay. The country pay the club. No,
it's the club that has contract with the player.
So you can't even. It's not even negotiable. It's not even something that you have to debate. It's not debatable. The facts remains that take it or leave it. You see, the clubs are suffering as long as it has to do with this international breaks. Anytime they enter international break, all the coaches have their heart on their hand. As in, they're always scared. How many of our players will come back without injury? We have so and so much. Yes, it's true. You have so many matches to play, but that is why you are paying, so that you have their services. Then somebody come and tell you, I want you to come and play for me. What do you expect? Do you know that even last season, Arsenal has to look for a way to make Partey not to play for his country? They have to force the guy not to play. Yes, they made it clear to the FA that this guy is training, and he was just recouping from injury. You know how long he has been in injury. He was just recouping. Then the Ghana FA come that they want this guy back. They said no, he cannot. He's just recouping from injury. And this is what you get day in, day out from international breaks.
Okay. I want to see. There's no need for us to, sensationalize the whole thing. You get it? Let's not sensationalize it. Let's just make it factual. Do you understand?
Okay.
Let's make it factual.
Okay.
The type of football they play in country games
Yeah.
and the type of football they play in club games, which one is more demanding?
How?
Which one is more demanding? Like, which one is more demanding? Which one is more tedious? Which one?
It depends on the angle you are looking at.
No.
I'm coming. Let me explain from my own understanding. Okay, then you explain on your own.
Okay, this is what I'm saying now. We all know that country games are usually slow. Yes,
Depending on who is playing against who.
they are usually slow.
You can't compare a match, maybe a match like Germany, Spain, and you expect it to be slow.
You say, hold on. You still cannot compare an average Premier League game, whether between West Ham and Southampton or West Ham Bournemouth, is of a higher pace.
It depends.
Spain and Italy.
It depends on the tactics the coach choose to bring.
I'm listening. Let me finish. Now, two, you are hammering on injury. I want our fans to go and check. How many injury has footballers suffered from international break? And how many they've suffered playing for their clubs? How many times have they suffered damaging injuries playing for their country? And how many times they've suffered damaging injury playing for their clubs? Okay. Now, hold on, wait. You said the player is being furnished by the club, is being paid by the club.
Yeah.
Now, let's put it this way. Is one player an island of himself?
No.
He has no extended family. He has no relative. He has no political. He does. I'm listening. He has no political this thing to his life. He has no sovereign nation that he belongs to. Who take care of those aspects of his life that nobody knows about?
Why do people travel? Hold on.
Hold on.
It's not to go there and come back and take care of those families. I'm listening.
The psychological part of a player requires that things outside football are well kept. Do you understand? Do you know that before Nigeria's match against Argentina in 2018 World Cup, Mikel Obi's father was kidnapped? Yes, Mikel Obi's father was kidnapped. And right, they told Mikel that your father has been kidnapped. Can you still play? You can say the consideration. The country is telling the player, your father has been kidnapped right now. We don't know if you can still play. And he opted to play. Do you understand? I'm telling you, if a player's father got kidnapped, the player will play. If he's playing for his club and it's a crucial game, they would so take it away. Let's look at COVID-19, for example. Country match were fully suspended. Which games were happening? Was it not club games? What did they say about club games? They said it was a light sport. They said you can play it. So they didn't care about who is going to catch. Hold on. They didn't care about who is going to catch COVID or not. See, let me tell you something. You can decide that, okay, I want to support the club notion that the games that they are playing for their country is too much, or you rather follow facts and understand that the few and far between country games cannot affect a player compared to the cumbersome number of games that they are playing for their club. I've already made an example. Hold on, I've already made an example. I said, let us calculate the number of country games that we play from October to March, and let us calculate the club games. All players are complaining, and I've never seen any rhetorics around them complaining about international break. You understand? The managers can say, okay, hold on. Let me even use you as an Arsenal fan. You understand? Okay. You suffered. I'm going to mention several players that have suffered. Calafiori have gone injury this season while playing for your club, yes or no? No.
He got injury playing for his nation's.
I'm not saying country. Has he ever got injury this season?
No, this season no. He hasn't. Go and Google it. Check it here. He hasn't. His first injury was playing for his.
Are you kidding me?
I'm telling you, yes.
Has Saka ever gotten injured playing for you?
Yes.
Has Gabi ever gotten injured playing for you?
Yes.
Has Gabriel Jesus ever gotten injured playing for you?
Yes.
Has who again? I remember even your keeper, Yolando, got injured playing for you. Peter Cech suffered a devastating head injury playing for his club. All this devastating injury happened when they were playing for them. When was even the last time we saw a career-threatening injury happen in a country game? When? Let's not be dishonest about this thing.
Okay, when was the last time? Let's look at this.
Like I said, you were saying that maybe I was saying slave trade or no slave trade. You understand? What I'm saying is, if you commodify the player, there's a thin line between that and slavery. You say this player, you bought this player. oh, I'm taking care of this. A player is not a commodity, it's not a car that you say I've washed, I've cleaned, and then no, but no, this is a human being that hold on. This is a human being that has a natural allegiance to their country. Now, I want you to understand that country football, it's not just sport, it's not just football on the pitch. You understand? We are talking about representing the image of your country. It's a PR for the country, telling the world that this country can actually do this. We have intelligent people, we have fantastic people who can play this sport. But for club football, they can go anywhere and pick players. Anywhere.
Good. Okay, now
anywhere.
I want to address.
Hold on. A country cannot, duplicate a player in a position quickly as a club. I can have a bad right back and I'll replace the bad right back maybe in the next transfer window. The country might be faced with that right back for as many years as possible. Okay. Nobody to replace.
Okay.
You understand? So when you are talking about body, you understand? The burden is coming from the club. You understand? The amount of contribution, the percentage of burden the country is contributing to players is so insignificant that it shouldn't be talked about. That's my stance.
Okay. Now let me just address one of those points you made. First of all, you said that the club, you are mentioning the injuries sustained in the course of playing for the international DC, and that's playing for the club. You seem to have forgotten that you play more for the club because they are paying for it.
No, hold on. No, I'm not going to say anything. I just want to say this. I'm not going to say anything. I just want to say this. I just like the statement you made. You play more for the club.
Because they are paying for it.
Hold on. I can't remember the last time. We can argue that there are discrepancies of when the player was paid in the national team, blah blah blah. You understand? And it has even happened in club football. I mean, Bolton is still owning JJ Okocha today. Cosmos is still owning Kwakwality today. Now, we can argue about the discrepancies in payments, you understand? But I cannot remember the last time a player played free of charge for his country.
Played free of charge for his country. Do you know? Let me even start mentioning it when you mention this. Do you know at a point, what's his name? Nigerian Super Eagles, they have to pay for their own flight ticket. Did you remember? Listen. No, you just made the point. I'm going back to your point. No, Cameroon also had the same issue. Last Nations Cup, they had the same issue. Who paid? Eto. Okay. I'm coming. He's on private car. He used his own private money. He used his own private money to pay. Who is Cameroon head of football? There's FA. Who is Cameroon head of FA? Listen. As Eto is different from Eto as head of the FA. You understand? FA did not pay. Correct yourself. FA did not pay because before the coming of Eto, FA could not even fine-tune or sponsor those players. It was Eto that came in and put things in order. True of us. All of us know what happened in Cameroon. Another point again is Togo. Togo had the same issue where what's his name? This Arsenal player. You are not saying. I'm telling you. I'm pointing out in Africa. I'm using Africa now. Wait.
Why do players clamor for wages? I said that there are discrepancies in terms of payment. I'm not saying
now
there are no issues. I'm not saying there are no issues.
No, now we've understood.
That was the last time
you understood that you even have more players playing free of charge you just mentioned now for countries than club. You have more players playing free of charge for the country than club. That is just one. Then number two again, playing for the club is more tedious than that of the country. Now I have to make something clear for you, and you need to understand this thing. System of play differs. That is one. Now, if you play for a club now for like say 3 months, 4 months, you are coming with different mentality back to your country when they call you. And it's like you are playing with 11 fresh players that you don't understand. And so as a result, there's every tendency you play more of individual football than team football. Except in a situation where you have maybe 11 players from the same club playing for that country, just like I have Spain always do. Using Barca and Madrid. That's when you get those flares you are talking of. It's not a skyrocket mathematics that you have to do. It's something that we all know. As long as you are coming to this place, it's like a fowl coming to a place he doesn't know. He has to start with one leg, and that is just the clear point. You can't take it away from that fact. Then you also made mention of what again?
You didn't clarify anything. I just wanted you to know.
What cannot clarify? What do you not clarify? What? No. I don't understand.
You said what? I said that pace of club football
Yes.
is demanding.
And I can now explain to you that the reason why it's like that. Listen well. I said the reason why it's like that is because
11 strangers and 11 people who know
who don't understand themselves. What do you expect?
Anything.
When they come, okay, let me.
You already affirmed my point, saying that club
When listen, these people are trained and understood themselves. Wait, they've trained and understood themselves as club players. You understand? They have a pattern, they have a formation. When we attack as a team. When we come back as a team. Now, when you are playing for your country, what do you expect? I don't know you. So if you are going, let me stand back. That's standing back. That is what you see as being sluggish.
That sluggishness means they are not even putting more energy.
Because there's not enough time to put them through.
That means they are not serious.
All right, guys. Wait, hold on. So you guys are saying he was trying to say that when it's country's football, is always individual football, individual brilliance, individual effort, than collective effort. That of club is a collective effort because they play together for maybe a short period of time or a longer period of time. And that is it. But for me, I feel like there are discrepancies between the both ends. And in terms of injury, for me, I would say that club bears more consequences than the country, because the club will find a player, discover a player, groom the player.
What happens to the player that's injured?
I'll correct you.
I'll correct you. What happens to that injured player? What happens to that injured player?
Hold on. I want to make that correction. About club grooming or what? Club groom who? Let me tell you. Hold on. Wait.
Do we not have? Wait. I want to point out. I'm not finished. In Port Harcourt here.
Hold on,
I'm coming. When you mentioned grooming, and I'm sure you want to catalog grooming. Here in Port Harcourt, we have Real Madrid Academy. Right? What are they doing?
Hold on. I want to make mention. No, wait, hold on. I want to make mention of something. When you talk about grooming, grooming is a flat ground, both club and country. You understand? The majority of the national team players that are start for Super Eagles or this as Nigeria that we are came from underage club country football.
It's not a club.
No, I say underage country football.
What do you mean underage from country football?
Yeah, under 17, under 17.
Yes, wait, calm down, please. Point of correction. Did they pick themselves from the street and start playing under 17?
We are talking about grooming.
No, I'm referring to that grooming now. Those boys you see, they started from a club.
You have from listen.
Football. We have Enyimba Academy. We have Enyimba Rangers Academy. Rangers, Sunshine. All these players you see, you pick them. You don't just go to the streets and say, okay, this guy, come. I'm seeing you. Come here. Come, let me take you to. No, they start from clubs. They start from somewhere. They are starting from somewhere. Can one go from Heartland? Two of us.
Heartland, yeah.
Did you play at 21?
Team at Heartland.
How
old was where Heartland signed him?
Can one play? He has been in Heartland. How old is he?
When Heartland
from his days in school.
No.
From his days in school now in the university. What are you saying?
All right, guys.
Yes.
So let's leave it for our fans to decide what they think about it. For me, I feel like just like I was saying,
Rangers.
Hold on, just like I was saying that some grooming are done by clubs, because some of the players I see today on international duties, most of them did not play under 17, under 20 for their countries, but suddenly because the country have seen that this guy is doing well, they will call him to come and play for them.
I disagree with you.
Hold on.
I disagree with you.
Hold on. So we have to leave it for our fans to kind of.
You are not leaving it. You are saying it.
Okay.
You are nothing there towards it.
I'm not nothing there towards it. They have their own.
Do you know Nima played under 17 Nigeria? Are you aware? Continue. They came to Nigeria.
Do you know that was at the age of 17, Neymar started already playing for what's this his club? Santos. At the age of 17, I started playing for Santos. I'm just telling you. No, now. Okay. You're trying to tell me that Neymar played under 17. He was at Santos as a dead.
Hold on. Wait. Hold on.
Yes.
If let's say so now are we saying that they should scrap country football?
They should reduce. If
you reduce it, you are reducing it to zero because it's already insignificant.
No, you should reduce the number of matches they play. That's what I'm saying.
Is it significant already?
No, having one match per every Windows. Yes, it's okay. It's okay.
What about
you can't be playing?
How many matches they play in 14 days?
You can't compare the two. You cannot compare the two. This is somebody who okay for
how can you not compare?
Does FAs the country FAs pay per match? Pay you per match? You pay?
Yes.
No, they don't.
They don't.
They don't. International break. International break. It's international break.
No per match.
It's international break.
Every match has their own bonus.
Bonus and wages are the same.
Nobody takes salary. No Super Eagles player takes salary. They take match bonuses.
Can you compare match bonus with your wage? It's just like when you tell a player now, I'm paying you now for okay. Asa did it with Rosowski at a point. Asa did it with Rosowski. They say we are paying you for each match you play, and then the coach decided not to play you. What does it mean? You're not paying anything. It's as simple as that. So you have to find your way, and this is what
that's the point you are making.
The point we are making.
You are making a salary point.
I'm trying to make you understand now. If you are paying me for match bonus, listen. If you are paying me for match bonus,
I'm not paying you for match bonus. I'm paying you for playing that.
Is that a wage? Is that a wage?
You said wage. I said they don't take wage.
That's good. What you pay is what bonus. How much? Okay. How much does each player earn
in Nigeria? $11,000.
$11,000. How much does they earn in the club? How much they earn in the club? Something like Osimhen. How much does he earn?
Osimhen in a year, Osimhen cannot earn more than 15 million euro.
How much
in a year cannot earn more than 15 million euros?
He earn up to 100,000 every week.
Who be that?
Osimhen.
Osimhen cannot earn more than 50 million euro a year.
I'm talking of weekly wage.
Weekly wage. I'm even telling you a year.
I'm telling you. Listen. How much is $11,000? How much is $11,000? Can you compare to 11,000 pounds or 100,000 pounds?
No.
Can you compare?
No, 11. You don't understand my point. You don't understand.
$11,000 for one match.
Listen, one match.
Listen. That is a match that you have to play often. You only play once in a while. You understand? Now listen to me. You are playing steady for this club, and every week, you play or you don't play, they pay you £100,000. Can you compare it with when you have to play for you to earn $11,000? What are we even arguing here?
Hold on now.
What are we arguing?
It's not about argument. You've not said. See,
it's not the better. You cannot compare what the club is giving you to what your country is giving you. Forget it.
Like I said,
you like it or not.
Okay. Let's just.
All right, guys, please. All right, guys. So please tell us in the comment section what you think about it. Do you think the burden of international break is being placed on heavily on the club side or on the country side? State your fact. Let's know why you are saying it's on the club side or on the country side. State your facts. We want to know, we want to learn, as well as we want to enjoy yourself talking to us. Please, guys, don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms at Football Analysis 247, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. If video never finish, go to YouTube and see the rest.